What does it mean when a team's rising star remains on the bench during the most critical games of the season? Sometimes, silence from the sideline speaks louder than a highlight dunk, and behind-the-scenes choices can reveal more about a franchise's direction than any formal statement. The Golden State Warriors are pressing on in the playoffs, opening the series with a 95-85 win over the Houston Rockets in a low-scoring, defense-heavy contest. Their strong defense and experience in clutch situations helped them secure the early lead in the series, an advantage that could grow if the team had its full roster available. But a lingering absence hangs over the team like an unspoken question. Jonathan Kuminga, known for his explosiveness and raw talent, has been watching from the sidelines, unable to contribute in these high-stakes games. This story began during the Warriors' final regular season matchup against the Los Angeles Clippers, when coach Steve Kerr made the surprising decision to leave Kuminga out of the rotation. The move shocked both fans and analysts who had seen the young forward steadily improve all year. Since then, Kuminga hasn't played a single minute, and there's no clear sign that this will change soon. Cameras have shown him on the bench, where his expression alternates between quiet frustration and a forced show of support for his teammates. This situation marks a tense moment in the journey of a player once viewed as a key piece of a franchise that built one of the NBA's most successful dynasties. In the Bay Area, fans are reading the signs, wondering if the franchise is nearing a rebuild or at least entering a major roster overhaul. Kuminga's case might be just one visible sign of deeper organizational changes. Before his recent benching, Kuminga averaged 9.4 points over his last 5 games. While not headline-grabbing, these stats were meaningful given his limited minutes and the team's offense that has long revolved around its veterans. His role began to shrink following the arrival of Jimmy Butler, whose presence caused a logjam in the rotation and pushed the coaching staff to make tough decisions. These adjustments left the young forward on the outside looking in. The Warriors, a team often praised for its internal chemistry, seemed to be facing some quiet turbulence. When reporters asked Kerr about the situation during a practice session, the coach responded with a mix of encouragement and expectation. "Jonathan's been great," Kerr said during an interview on Willard and Dibbs. "His energy, his support from the bench, his readiness, he's doing all the right things." Kerr's voice carried warmth, but his body language showed signs of unease, as if he wasn't entirely comfortable with the situation himself. Known for being open and honest with players, Kerr seemed caught between short-term priorities and long-term player development. He continued, "We've told him that things can change overnight in the NBA. He has to be ready, and that's exactly what he's doing. I'd be surprised if his moment doesn't come." These words, though kind, also hinted at an uncertain future. The tension between what is said publicly and what is happening privately reflects the reality of NBA life, where business decisions must balance immediate goals and future planning. Kuminga's situation is a perfect example of this delicate act. Inside Chase Center, a modern arena built to celebrate the Warriors' golden era, private conversations and quiet negotiations may be setting the stage for significant change. According to sources close to the team, Kuminga's relationship with the coaching staff has been slowly unraveling. Disagreements over tactics, clashing expectations, and the frustrations of a young player eager to prove himself may have created distance. Kuminga's reduced role has only deepened his disappointment, especially when measured against his athletic gifts and progress since being drafted 7th overall in 2021. His flashes of excellence, powerful dunks, aggressive defense, and physical dominance are difficult to reconcile with his current bench status. Fans and insiders alike struggle to understand the situation. In locker room conversations, teammates have reportedly voiced support for Kuminga, with veterans like Draymond Green advising patience and sharing personal stories of struggles in their careers. However, in the fast-moving world of the NBA, patience is often in short supply, especially for young players who need playing time to develop. The Warriors now face a pivotal decision. On one side are the veteran stars like Stephen Curry, who at 36 remains one of the best shooters ever, but can't outrun time. On the other side are young talents like Kuminga, eager for a bigger role. Management must decide whether to continue chasing one more title with the old core or begin transitioning to a younger future. Bob Myers, the former general manager who built the dynasty, once said the hardest part for winning teams is knowing when to move on. His successor now faces that exact dilemma, and Kuminga may be the first major chapter in that story. Speculation about Kuminga's future is gaining momentum. According to Bleacher Report, there's a growing buzz among league insiders about a potential sign-and-trade involving Kuminga and Moses Moody being sent to the Portland Trail Blazers in exchange for guard Anthony Simons. This proposed deal has been widely discussed on social media and NBA podcasts, seen by many as a move that could work for both teams. Simons, 25, averaged 19.3 points and 4.8 assists this season, while hitting 36.3% of his three-point attempts. His scoring ability would give the Warriors another offensive weapon, one who could contribute off the bench or even in the starting five. Simons' shooting and off-ball movement would blend seamlessly with Golden State's offensive style, which relies on spacing and passing. His youth would also help bridge the gap between the current core and future leaders. From Portland's perspective, the trade makes just as much sense. Their backcourt already features young guards Scoot Henderson and Shaedon Sharpe, who need space to grow. Adding Kuminga would bring much-needed size, athleticism, and defensive flexibility. He fits their rebuilding timeline and could develop alongside their young core. Moody's inclusion sweetens the deal. The 22-year-old hit nearly 40% of his three-pointers this season and is on a team-friendly contract worth $37.5 million over 3 years. In today's NBA, such contracts are invaluable. For Portland, gaining two young assets in return for one player would be a smart investment in future success. But beyond stats and rotations, what would this trade represent for those involved? For Golden State, it would be more than a roster move. It would signal a philosophical shift. Trading a high-flying forward for a sharpshooter would mark a return to the identity that brought the team 4 titles: ball movement, floor spacing, and perimeter shooting. It would also quietly acknowledge that the Kuminga experiment didn't pan out as expected. Every draft pick carries hope, but strong management also means knowing when to pivot. For Portland, the trade offers a chance to collect young talent during their post-Damian Lillard rebuild. Kuminga and Moody could become cornerstone players for the next generation of Blazers basketball. As for Kuminga, perhaps no one stands to benefit more. A new environment could give him the space and freedom he needs to flourish. In Portland, he'd face less pressure and have more opportunities to play, make mistakes, and grow. His athletic gifts could shine on a young, developing team. The NBA has a long history of players thriving after a change of scenery. Kuminga might be the next to do so. Statistically, both teams could gain from this deal. Golden State would improve its spacing and offensive flow, adding a dynamic scorer who fits perfectly into Kerr's system. Simons' 56.8% true shooting and ability to create offense would boost an already potent attack. Meanwhile, Portland would improve defensively and gain 2 prospects with high ceilings. Kuminga's size and agility could transform their weak front-court defense, while Moody would stretch the floor with reliable shooting. While the Warriors may benefit more immediately given their current championship window, the long-term rewards could favor Portland. If Kuminga reaches his full potential, he might become a centerpiece of the Blazers' future. Opinions on Kuminga's ceiling vary. Some believe he has all-star potential on both ends of the floor, while others worry about his decision-making. But there's no questioning his physical tools and rare athleticism. If you've enjoyed this analysis, make sure to like and share it with fellow basketball fans. Your support helps us bring more deep dives like this one. And don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss the latest NBA updates. As trade rumors swirl, the Warriors continue their playoff run.